of Undertale Summer 2024 Newsletter, and judging by this progress update for that, I'll just read it. Right, so here's Deltarune progress update. Hi everyone, Deltarune Chapter 4 is making overall great progress at the time of writing this, July 23rd, 2024. So it's like over a week. All the maps are done, all the battles are playable, only 2 cutscenes need small improvements. One needs to be balanced and a visual needs to be completed. One battle needs a better background. So they're talking about main boss and secret boss, for sure. Is it following well? Okay. 2 battles having their ending sequences improve. Alright? There's still some things to fix and places to polish. 3 of my friends are able to play through the entirety of the unfinished Chapter 4, which is in July 12th. All of them like it, didn't have major criticism. Whew. Except for the one friend who keep mentioning that should name all cherries, because the existence of Cheriel implies that all the other chairs should have their names as well. I'm probably not gonna do that. Yeah, there's like only the one and only Cheriel, and that is the Dreamer's House. I'm not sure if Chapter 2 is still the longest chapter, but Chapters 3 and 4 are definitely longer than Chapter 1 and 2 combined. Think about it, it's kind of crazy. True. Chapter 1 is kind of a short chapter. You could just definitely speedrun it and just have like 1 hour or 59 minutes or 57 minutes, about that. But anyway, yeah, initial development of Chapter 5 is also progressing steadily. Most of the team is still focusing on Chapter 4, but a few people are going ahead and creating a detailed draft on Chapter 5's map, working on bullet patterns, etc. I like how Sans just has his own swimsuit, but Papyrus doesn't. He also has this one on. So now what? Noel's just like, he's not happy about this. He's just like, Burley. Chapter 4 is basically playable minus some polish. So it seems like Chapter 3 and 4 are going to be coming out soon, right? Actually, the release is still quite far away. We got it 3 months closer, but it's still far. Why? Does that horrible, despair-inducing, teeth-gashing fact that keeps these as at night makes any sense at all? I want them out now. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all want them out now? Like, honestly. Well, I'll tell you. Yeah, I like how Alphys is just, taking a sip of his own protein. I don't know if it's acid protein or not, but what's left before release? That's right, creating chapters is only the first step. Releasing the chapters is a whole nother deal. It wouldn't be such a big deal if the game was free, but since it's going to be our first paid release since Undertale, we have to take the extra time to make sure it's perfect. Our goal is simultaneously console and PC release in both Japanese and English. So what do we do now? Well, it's long, so click below if you're curious. Like this. Well, I'm curious, so why not? Quests to release Chapter 3 and 4. Alright, quest number 1. Guinea Pig Syndrome, that's right. The first quest that we have regardless of anywhere that we want to release anything, we had to have a guinea pig for a brand new function of GameMaker. Yes, Yogo Games, the creator of our engine GameMaker, were adding a special new function to just for us. This is a new command just for GameMaker called Game Change. It allows you to separately launch different games that you've created in the GameMaker, and even works on consoles. That means we can rate such even more chapters as an independent game project and swap between using this function. For Chapter 1 and 2 demo, we intentionally committed a strange act of both smashing Chapters 1 and 2 into the one game project. It wasn't such as doing many 2 chapters, but the game progressives doing something like that will become more troublesome. Here's the kind of trouble that we rise that we didn't have the game change. When editing the combined project, we want to know of anything during the process that might have unduly affected anything at any point in the game. So each time we patch any chapter, we would have to test all the chapters over again. Game Maker will potentially slow to run a game with any content with the scale of 3 or more chapters. On the player side, initially loading of the game will potentially take longer and longer as we add more chapters. Anyway, the point is with this command, we have a solution to all these issues with one command. This new function is brand new. It never tested before, probably in many computers and platforms before. Therefore, we'd like to ask you for help testing it. Its estimated Game Maker will be updated with the new command within the next few weeks. At that time, we will put out a version of chapters 1 and 2 that uses it. Along with it, there'll be more until instructions about testing. For future updates on this topic, just keep your eyes on the official Undertale Twitter. And just in case we don't have an Undertale account, a Twitter account, I'm happy for you. So it says Twitter, but if I change to X, but I don't mind calling this Twitter if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just call it Twitter because why not? Quest 2. Make the console versions. Look at that. We have Chris playing controller with a Giga Queen fight on the screen. Since our goal is simultaneously console and PC release, we had to make the console versions of chapters 3 and 4. It's no problem to get the game running on this console at this point, but making sure we have no differences or bugs between the console and PC versions that will take a little bit of time. Each console and manufacturer has their own special rules and standards. So we had to update the game to reflect those things appropriately. We'll begin on focusing on this as the PC version is reaching completion, which is pretty good, I guess. Quest 3. Legend of Localization. We got this one saying cute, and a Japanese one saying, I don't know what the word is, but I'm gonna just say it like Koichi. I'm not sure if I got it right, but I don't know. As I mentioned, we're aiming for a simultaneous English and Japanese release. After all, it would be pretty strange if only the first 2 chapters have Japanese and the third and fourth ones don't. At this point, getting Japanese script in the game is trivial, but the location or timing of Japanese text is only a small adjustments to make it as good as the English version. Plus, there's only some lines to hand over for the translation. Chapter 3's location is already amazing. Now I can read all the Japanese. I've been able to personally review every single line. Oftentimes, in the phrasing in English is very vague. So I tried clarifying every I can for the translation team. I know localization isn't something that interested most people that much, but I'm really proud. Virtual creators are very involved in the translation process of the works this closely. Reading the Japanese and English versions side by side could be a great way to study. Although Bruxel's card might make you a bit stupider. But fun fact, I do have a student who is an Indian who comes to school, shake a leg. I use Google Translator, which if you don't know, if the English has translated into Urdu or Arabic. So they might be using a Google Translator, but who knows? They might be using that. So yeah, but yeah, Google Translate might help you guys a little bit because sometimes when there's things that doesn't communicate in a way or things that doesn't communicate, Elena, the water girl who really makes it rain, like with water though, makes it rain. Yeah. So Alina is just a moon character, I would say. She likes Lanino. Jesus Christ, there's like Spanish names. Oh my goodness. Being alone, so that's why she dislikes just like in other like Riddle School 4 characters that had their own likes and dislikes. I'm pretty sure it's like kind of like a reference to Riddle School a little bit. With Riddle School 4, which have their likes and dislikes is. That's why. Lena used water and ice. Good to know. Rousey. Chris, get ready for another fight. Ruxels. Quality amount. My dearest bamboo. We'll just hit it for these snacks. So it's not. So it might be from chapter 3. If it's gonna be in chapter 3, maybe it will be. Lancer. Ho ho! You want some treats on the tray? So it might be, like chapter 4. Ginger Guard, a steel bangle tempered by extreme flame. Its shape is humanoid in nature. Susie. Look, I can punch through that guy. Rousey. A bigger one can make Chris. So I think that the item Ginger Guard might be in chapter 4 as well. And let's just say that might be in chapter 4. Shadow Guy, attack 10, defense 11. Battling is just a side gig. Playing on a stage is the dream. This might be in chapter 3. They might be called Shadow Man. Because the reason is that they're mans and they're obviously, they're obviously gangsters, by the way. But calling guys gangsters not much be a bad idea, Anyway, the localization of chapter 4 will need to be complete before the chapter is released. By the time we're reading this, I hope we have already started. I think the characters will be easier to localize in chapters 2 or 3, so hopefully it will be smooth. So smooth sailing from on. Quest for Bug Hunting. Susie just wanted to kill Volkrin, while Rasa is just sweating his hair off. Releasing a game probably means trying to hunt down every major bug you can find. Unfortunately, we have decided a company takes our game and help. A group of professionals will play the game completely hundreds of times in both English and Japanese, and on every console. Of course, we don't do this until everything else is finished. After all, any change to a project could invariably cause an issue. For example, making changes for console can make bugs on a PC. Making changes for JP can make bugs for EN, etc. So this will be one of the final steps. Quest 5 and more. And here is more things to think about it. Get the game reviewed on my rating boards. So INGN, it's going to be ready for the reviews once chapters 3 and 4 release. They're going to be like, yep, I'm ready. I'm going to rate the reviews. Complete the soundtrack and getting ready for release. make the trailer and release materials, and more. I'm pretty sure the soundtrack is going to be even more banger, but yeah. Putting it together, so they're going to be the main steps on to getting chapters 3 and 4 ready for release. The order kind of looks like this. Testing new function. Soon. Complete untested chapter 4, English PC version. Console ports, Japanese version and other stuff. Bug testing, and last but not least, they're released. We'll let you know the progress of each of these things going forward. That's it for this page. Closing thoughts. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I'm very thankful to everyone who's still waiting for while we get it over the final hill before the release of 3 and 4. With the progress of chapter 5, I'm really confident once chapter 3 and 4 came out, the release schedule of following chapters will be a lot smoother. It's still going to take a good while to get there. Once we do, we'll never have to wait for a long chapter ever again, which he's talking about chapter 5. By the way, one more unrelated thing. Anyway, I'll try to give you on another update on September. And here it is. The big shot's getting fired. So anyway, I'll just put it as a highlight video for the newsletter on my second my second job, because why not? Because anyway, that's it.